Hello everybody and welcome back to another game and another live stream from Duos and Dark Calls, the team tournament for Fury of Dracula. And we've got a match here between jbphilly, representing the team called Renewed Vigor, I hardly know her, playing as the Hunters, and we've got Spencer Wolfhart playing as Dracula, representing the team called Noose Ferret 2. And before we get into the match, with me in the commentary booth, we've got two commentators with me. First of all, an old hand to this, a favourite of the channel, we've got Captain Gyro here.
Hi everybody, good to be back. Ready for a fun time.
And alongside us, we've got a brand new member to the community. Those of you from the Wingspan community know who this is, but probably a new person on the channel in terms of the Fury of Dracula community, but has been around on the Discord for a little bit. It's the Determinator.
Or is it?
Or is it? Maybe not. Oops. Okay, Determinator will be back. Determinator was here like a second ago. Scott made a joke. What was the joke? Oh, Newsferrer 2. That was the name of the team. That was nothing to do with me. I can't take any responsibility for that. The strong but silent type, yeah. Oh, whoops. Rip. There we go. Oh, that one, yeah. Okay, that's a pun, but that was jbphilly's thing. I don't know. I didn't really get the pun, to be honest, but maybe that's an American thing. And Snuff has just subscribed again. Thank you so much, buddy, for that. Alright, looks like...
Back.
Oh, yay! We can hear you now!
Yeah, that's my really crappy laptop. Struggling, I think, to run the game. And
Well, it wouldn't be a Scott Sword stream without technical issues.
Yeah.
Hello.
We got... Determinator used to make fun of me for Robo Scott. We got Robo Determinator over here. Oh, no.
You're breaking up quite a bit, my friend, unfortunately.
Exactly. That's what the first week of the game is for. Just fixing the issues before the real
Right.
fun starts.
Yeah. We won't find Dracula for a bit anyway, so no worries there.
Who else have we got in the chat? We've got JB... no, not JB JB playing. We've got Geordie's here.
Yeah.
Faraz is here. Sophie is here, aka Rocco. Hello. And Talia is here. Hello. Snuff is here, of course. Pizza Wizard is here. We got quite the group. Are we sure we're not having a chat with the Terminator? Ah, maybe. The real identity.
After that part where he gets cooked in the lava, the molten metal.
Oh, that could be it. Well, anyway. We've got a very exciting game here. Between two sort of older, experienced members of the community. Spencer's been around since, well, pretty much the very beginning in terms of tournaments. Came in a few months after me. And yeah, jbphilly's been around for... I want to say, like... Well, it must be at least a year and a half, because jbphilly was in the League of Dracula that you competed in, Gyro.
That's right.
It's about 2 years, I reckon, so yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Keep talking, Determinator.
Yeah.
We hear you now.
Or maybe not.
Puzzling. Maybe not. Okay, we got a planned ambush and a garlic on Mina.
We do.
We could use that to
avoid some fangs.
Yeah, potentially.
A lot of respect for these two. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, jbphilly obviously finalist in the League of Dracula 2023. Spencer's been around for a long time and was very innovative in terms of the whole returning to lair strategy. He's the OG when it comes to all that, and was like runner-up in the European League of 2023 as well. So yeah, two players with a lot of pedigree, that's for sure. And yeah, superhero star. jbphilly likes this setup. Doesn't agree with my setup or your setup, Peter. Was it the superhero start, as we call it? Leaves Mina very vulnerable, so I wonder if Spencer will take
Right, is
advantage of that.
better?
Who's got patent pending on that one?
Nobody at the moment. You keep talking.
The superhero.
Keep talking to Terminator and let's see if it fixes itself. I see the illumination.
Your mic is lighting up. Yeah.
But we're not hearing a thing.
My back. Yeah, no.
Very weird. Wonder what's going on there.
Very strange.
British things are going on.
That could be it. Brexit.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh. Well, Dracula's not in Spain. Oh, didn't misdirect. Ooh. Both these teams are 5-7. If one of these teams wins both games, and if the poll oh yeah, okay, we'll get into that in a second. The winning team has a shot of making the finals. Ooh. So that's very interesting. So very critical game then. I hadn't actually looked at the league table beforehand because I was eating dinner and I didn't expect to stream a game. But yeah, so that's very important then. If these two teams are tied and are somewhat in contention. So anyone who doesn't know what's happening is the original structure of this tournament was to have all 10 teams play against each other. And then because there are 2 people in each team, so it's 18 games in total. And then once those games were done, then the top 2 would play a best of 3 final, just to have a little bit of a showcase match to finish. But there's been calls to try and expand it to 4 teams. We have semi-finals and then a final. And currently there is a little bit of democracy happening, as you were pointing out, Jared. There's some democracy in the Discord community to try and see if that motion's going to pass or not. Because as admin, we don't really feel comfortable with suddenly doing that, especially since potentially all 3 of us have have conflict of interest here, because our teams could benefit from the rule change.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially. Snuff and Snuff's team and my team are definitely in the thick of it. So, and jbphilly's team is definitely not out of a shout. As Snuff is saying that a lot of the top teams have to play against each other. Oh, that's a lot of high scouts. Is that the? Oh, there's I didn't see where the first one searched. I'm afraid. Oh, it's not Amsterdam though.
Not Naples.
No. Did anyone in chat see where the first one went?
Missed it. No, Pizza Wizard, it's not Amsterdam this time, so it's got to be Athens.
No worries. Far Horizon.
Unless he
Thanks for the
missed
look.
it.
Alright, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that first scouts ended up, but you gotta think that he probably checked Athens, right?
I don't know. I mean, but I think the lack of misdirect is pretty telling though. But I can't remember when they got drawn. If that lack of misdirect was apparent at that point.
I didn't consider that, because if you were gonna start in Athens, you start in Valona, and then you'd misdirect Valona.
Yeah. But I think if the scouts were pulled on the first day, then obviously you would know that at that point. Spencer likes to be near Mina. Yeah, but the thing is, we had local rumours in Madrid, and it actually was negative, unless there's some sort of trap with, like, Toulouse. Oh, never mind, you got newspaper reports. Oh, never mind, it is East.
Okay, so this is looking like Bucharest.
But why would you not misdirect Galat? Like, that's like one of the locations that you don't really want to go back to as Dracula, because it's just too much risk getting CG trapped behind Bucharest or whatever. It's a very hard place to go back
but on the other hand, if you do manage to get back there towards the very, very end of the game, you might be able to close out the game there without getting CG'd. If Dracula's already in Bucharest and he only needs to move like 2 more times to win the game, at that point, Galatz is an attractive option. Also, you got the idea that it's just 1 more card to cycle out of the encounter deck, right? So it might not be a good spot for a lair, but it is another lair.
Yeah. Maybe I think it could be the fact that if Dracula now sees his hand at the beginning and it's a dud hand, and the hand doesn't really improve as the first week continues, then you might want to just try and get one of those crappy cards out of your hand for a bit and just cycle.
Mhm.
Because yeah, the way you want to try and play this, I think, with the lack of misdirect is that layer is going to disappear eventually, right? The Glatz layer is not going to stick around long enough, I think, for it to be relevant for really
Mhm.
late
You're gonna have
game.
a
I
new
feel.
layer by then.
Right, because you only hold 3 at a time. So the only way you'd want to have that is if you want to go back to it. Unless Spencer wants to go back to it and is thinking, oh, I'll take my chances that CG hasn't been drawn. You know, I can just go into Galatz, have double Vampire there or something, and then wolf form to safety onto a port coast or something, and then, you
Mhm.
know, escape the CG, potentially. There's
Could
definitely
even
a way.
you could even just put a throwaway card on top of it,
Hmm.
to keep it out of your reshuffle potentially.
Yep.
I mean, depending on what he does with the other layers, obviously. You could put, rats and galats. Keep the rats out of the deck for a while.
Yeah, there's definitely quite a few people who are doing there's no misdirecting stuff.
Yeah, like I mean, all the misdirect really does for you is stop the early newspaper reports and potentially dodge a hired scouts. But if you're pretty sure it's a place they're not going to scout anyway,
Yeah,
then maybe it's worth it just for the extra encounter cycle.
possibly.
Getting that reshuffle done early so that you can get through the deck as quick as you can be the difference between, fog or no fog. Could be
Mm,
the difference between playing 2 fogs in a game or 3 fogs in a game.
yeah. Especially in a case like this where because Spencer definitely doesn't agree with the whole, oh, let's just put down a vampire really early and mature it to get 7 points kind of thing. He doesn't really subscribe to that theory. So if Spencer wants to lay down not a trashy trail or anything, but non-rumored stuff early, just to sort of, especially it's in the east where hunters might find it difficult to resupply up if they lose weapons from spies or whatever, then maybe you don't need to worry about that newspaper report triggering 1 day earlier from the misdirect, the lack of misdirect, right? Because you're not trying to put an encounter in extremity location that's very difficult for them to get to.
Hmm.
So yeah,
We
maybe
got
it
the
doesn't matter.
horses kicking off already,
Yeah.
and another hired scouts.
Oh,
Hey, it's Dracula.
hey, found him. So what did he do?
Hi, Dracula.
Wait. Bucharest and then 2 and then Belgrade. What? He went Sofia and then Sarajevo. So he's,
Collapse, Klassenburg, Bucharest.
so he's now trapped
Sofia,
behind his own
Sarajevo.
trail. Unless he
Ooh.
can go to Zeged or he's going to have to wolf form.
Yeah, just wolf form to Valona.
That would be very safe.
Or heck, go to Zagreb. Then go to Munich.
Slightly less safe, I'd say. If you've got Mina coming in and then we know that Suud had horses. And they did roll well for him, at least.
Yeah, but they have to make a choice here. Are we going to deal with the encounters or are we going to deal with Dracula? So by the time you're in Munich,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Well,
they're going to be behind dealing with this stuff. Saboteur. It's funny because I thought he went to Bucharest first and that he would have put down the Saboteur there. But so I was half right. He did put down the Saboteur first.
so the Saboteur's
I
not.
like that.
Yeah, the Saboteur's not going to affect like the Bucharest mature, but it does now make an interesting choice. Now Spencer could play a little bit risky and try to go closer to these 2 hunters and then try and wolf form away because you've got Suud delayed, so
Hmm.
he can't do anything. I guess it depends if is Mina going to be able to block off Munich in time. That's the question. Could it be a hide? Well, there's no wax cylinders, as far as we're aware.
I don't
Huh.
see why she wouldn't get to Munich. I mean, you could just spend any old train ticket and you're in Munich.
Yeah. And then suddenly, if you've gone to Zagreb, then that's blocked off, right? Especially if Dracula did go through Sarajevo, going to Zagreb is very risky, because then if Arena gets blocked, then you're really stuck.
But then you can go to Vienna and go north from there, and that's the last thing they're gonna expect, right? They're gonna think you're down in the southeast
Let's
part of
assume.
the map in
Well,
Bologna, Salonika, that kind of area.
let's assume he doesn't get found. That's the thing.
Escape is a bat, you'll be fine.
Ooh. Okay, no wolf form. So it's either there was a hide-in off and he's in Sarajevo now, or Szeged. Trying to bait an early fight.
Hmm.
Oh, actually, the Klausenberg thing could mature because you could block the road because that's Saboteur.
Yeah, yeah. Dr. Seward might still make it there on a good horse roll, though.
Where are you off to?
Or you can have Godalming go there now.
Well, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's gonna get there ahead of time. That's good for Dracula.
Oh.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, is there a vamp in Galatz?
Oh, in the lair. Ooh.
I don't know. If there wasn't one there, I'd probably say there wasn't worth ambushing. Unless there is a vamp in Galatz. Because Garmi's going to probably search that anyway, right?
Right. So maybe you just wait.
Hmm.
Yeah, push him into Galatz, ambush him for a night fight, get maybe 4 damage off, get a bite token, something like that.
Yep. Nope.
No. No, the hide card.
Oh, is it
Oh,
double?
okay.
Is it double vampire? Maybe.
Be pretty cool.
Oh ho ho.
It's a shame it's not rumored.
I guess it doesn't matter. If it does its job and kills Godalming, then maybe it doesn't matter
Yeah,
that it's a rumor, right? Because they're bound
we
to have
can
a
rumor a
stake.
later one.
Right. Spencer's doing it just for the really aggressive play. He doesn't really care if it matures or not.
This is interesting. Oh, going straight into the fangs. Nice dodge.
Because there's no mesmerize, perhaps.
Correctly read that the vampire's trying to crank out as much damage as he can during the night fight.
Hmm.
No, that could have just as easily been a claws that he dodged, maybe a strength.
Yeah.
Pretty good dodge.
Oh, there's a clause.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not nice. Claws into punch. Well,
Yeah, you hate to see it.
that's good for the vampire.
You got scritched.
So that's the thing, like, Philly dodged there to try and escape the early damage, then ends up taking 4 damage anyway.
But he did dodge the influence point, at least.
Yes, yeah. But then once there's another vamp behind, Godalming can't afford to take too much damage here.
That's right, you gotta worry about the second fight. Mesmerized.
Because now, like, this vamp could claw again, potentially.
Now you strength or you fang.
I guess it's trying to. Well, how's the vamp gonna try to? Well, I mean, a fang would be pretty good here because you'd actually get 2 influence points off it. One for the ambush and one for the mesmerized fangs combo. So that wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the damage that you necessarily want, but yeah, he's gonna be bitten. He's going to gain 2 points for Dracula. Oh no, just the 1 point.
No,
Okay, there
yeah,
it is.
it ticks up in 2 iterations. Very funny how that happens. But if it's a death, it will go. Oh, here we go.
Here's the second one. Now you try to do it again.
Can you imagine if he manages to do the same thing again, then that will be another 2 points plus then Godalming dying. So you'll be up to like 6 influence already.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Who needs rumor tokens, right?
And, this goes back to bite tokens being... Oh, yeah, he does have the knife. This goes back to the bite tokens being maybe slightly underrated.
I think the hunters have great strength. By the way, there's a prompt there at one point when that bite came through. I don't know if that was the prompt for Godalming to pick the stuff that he was revealing. What did he reveal? Well, he revealed a horse and surprising return.
Horse, knife, surprising return.
Oh, Fang into escape. Okay, so no Godalming death,
but
but
only barely.
barely. And it was 3 influence. That's very good going. And that
It's
Godalming is so
almost
valuable. Yeah.
it's almost more valuable for Dracula here to leave him at 1 hit point because it's going to be ages before he can heal back up to where he's going to be a threat again. You've just neutered one of the strongest hunters now.
The thing, it's a shame there's a hide there because it's not like Dracula could suddenly misdirect it and move onto the space to try and kill him.
Kill him in a day fight. Yeah, play Nocturnal Visit, that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. I think there's great strength anyway, though, but you want to try and burn that if possible, so they
Right,
don't have it for later.
right. I mean, ideally, you'd love to see the kill, but if they have great strength, well, that's the next best thing is get that out of the way.
Yeah, so Peter was saying it matures and it gets him up to 7 points, and he doesn't even need the rumor token.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be a while for Gadami to deal with this, because he's delayed for tomorrow. And then if he tries to stake it, he won't have enough health to fight off the other one, right? Unless you just burn the Great Strength and escape instantly. But yeah,
That's a great start for Dracula.
very aggressive start.
The only downside really is that he, I mean, aside from this vampire going through, he doesn't really have much of a threatening trait at this point. He burned the bats, he used the saboteur.
But still pretty
He's
threatening,
got
though.
back-to-back reckless.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, Bookcrest is going to become layered before Gadami can go on to it, right? Sud doesn't want to jump onto Sophia unnecessarily and then give up more influence points. Gadami's going to try and meet up with Sud to heal, but there's no real safe place for him to do that. Probably in Valona now? I don't think so, because... Oh, there was the hide. Right. So Sarajevo... Oh!
Budapest!
Never mind, he's in Budapest.
And he's ambushing with his henchmen.
I'm not sure what was that move by Sud? Was it to check if Dracula was backtracking?
I mean, he was exactly right. He went to Szeged and then to Budapest.
Can Mina get there? That's the question.
I don't think she has a horse. She'd probably be revealing it.
She railed up to Paris. She went to Strasbourg on foot and then railed across to Munich, I think.
Feeling he's going yeah,
Oh
for the
no.
two of us.
Peter was already thinking this out. Jack is going to go back to Klausenberg now. Oh no. Right, is the Terminator back? That is the question.
To be determined.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Escape is missed. Go to your damn.
Oh.
We missed you, Determinator. No, he socked him right on the jaw. Feeling a bit pugilistic.
Look at you, Wordsmith. Nice
What up, you
punch.
Duke's vampire?
We know Sword's got a knife. What else has he got is the question. Ooh, claws.
Is he gonna shoot him with a gun? Oh no.
No.
He's gonna run away.
Again, I mean, Seward is... He can absorb this damage a little bit better, but still, that's just making it even worse. In terms of,
Yeah, as the hunter player, what you don't want is a situation where Dracula is now, like, he's fleeing you, right? And you're chasing after him and dealing with his encounters, but everybody's already really hurt.
yeah.
That's a bad situation.
Especially in this situation where you know that something like Dracula just go, I'm going to go to Klausenberg, I'm going to go to Galatz, and you can't do anything about it, kind of thing.
Yep. And he's going to just put down damaging encounters, and you go there and deal with them, and all that damage you healed off, now you're taking it back again, and
Yeah.
you're trying to keep your head above water at that point.
So the other solution is then you just hold back, don't get baited into it, and you heal up and then move it, but then you're giving Dracula just so much time to do whatever he wants. He doesn't even have to mature Sophia if he doesn't want to. He just run around again and just pop down another thing there. Yeah, pretty nasty start here for the hunters. Definitely not impossible to win from this position. Of course, a lot of things can happen, and Dracula can die very quickly in if things don't quite fall his way. But yeah, this is gonna be tough. Very, very tough. Nice
Yeah,
trail,
an
though.
uphill battle.
Mm.
Yeah, crafty trail. I like it.
And
From
even
here, you can go back to Klausenberg. If that fight had gone poorly, like if he'd eaten a heavenly host, maybe Dr. Seward pulls out a gun and holy bullets, that kind of thing, you can still escape as a bat to Castle Dracula.
yep.
And then you can wolf form out of there
Mm.
to Bucharest.
Yep.
Lots of options.
Yeah,
Heck, he could wolf form right now and go to Munich. Something like that.
problem is, like, Seward and Gaddafi need to be in the same place, but the problem is there's nowhere safe for them to go anymore, because Bucharest is a layer, Belgrade's on the trail, Sofia's on the trail, Klausberg's a layer, and probably be back on the trail soon, Szeged's on the trail. So, there's nowhere really safe for them to go.
You could have Dr. Seward go to Bucharest and search the encounter, but that's kind of a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. And Seward's not the most... Well, he's okay, but still. You never know, it could be anything. Maybe Dracula's already preparing for this. Yeah, I know he's used 2 fighter vampires already, but what if there's one there now? Yeah. Really nasty. Really, really, really nasty stuff here. Oh, well, that's not good when you're rolling slow. Oh, man. What happens if...
Unfortunate.
Yeah, once if there's like another bat since again, he gets pushed into Dracula's location or whatever, you know what I mean? There's just so many bad things that can happen here. You
And
don't...
it's so early.
Yeah.
He hasn't really been able to get, obviously it seems like he's gotten all the white one tickets out, but he's using a lot of night actions to heal and to search encounters. He doesn't have the luxury of organizing the ticket pool the way he wants it to be.
Or getting 2 hunters to meet up to trade items across if the items... I mean, Seward and Gadami should be fairly well equipped in terms of items because of the superhero start, so there's probably one benefit. If this was Gadami and Mina, this would be a lot weaker for the hunters, but...
What did Godalming do? Did he supply or did he day
No,
heal?
he healed because he's very, very weak.
Tough to blame him. Yeah, I mean,
I guess it's a case of... I mean, he supplies, yeah, but... You need a
look
supply,
at the
but also
portrait
heal
on
it.
that poor guy. He looks so messed up.
Yeah. He's already had enough of it. Ugh. Desecrated soil. Well, you know, that's not terrible. I mean, it could have been a lot worse for the hunters. He says I'm fucked. Poor Philly. He's
Not over yet, buddy.
not over yet, but this is really
Dracula still
tough.
has he still has a lot he has to do to seal out the game. Just because he's put you in a bad position doesn't really mean that he doesn't still have a lot of work cut out for him.
Yeah.
Even if this vampire matures, so what? He's at 7 points now. Okay. That's the same as if he had just matured a rumor token vampire because you couldn't get a newspaper report. It's like, and lots of games still get won by the hunters from that position.
But the
Granted, it's slightly worse because you're really beat up,
Yeah.
but it's not impossible.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? The fact that the hunters, if the hunters were all full health and had been supplying all this time, whoa, where are you off to? That's very aggressive. I don't know if I agree with that. Is she going to Bucharest to, like, potentially block that? Nope. Okay. That's a very interesting choice to go on to 2 vampires like that. With a sense of emergency. 'Cause he doesn't
She sense of emergency. She must have the stake.
must do.
Together with the planned ambush,
But you can use...
hoping that'll be
hang on a
enough to
minute
get her
here.
out of dodge.
If she searches this at night, she's gonna have to, is this the hide card, or is this the normal one? That's the hide, okay.
How can you tell?
In the combat information screen it says it nowadays.
Ah, yes.
Oh, garlic.
Yeah!
Well, here's
Take
the
a bite of that.
Yeah, I don't... Have you just let it mature? The thing is, though, Mina will probably use the planned ambush on the night vampire, right? Because she has to search this at night. So then on the hide one. But if this hide vampire now dies...
Dodge it. Dodge it.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Pistol. Does
Another influence point.
Yeah.
They're
Nice
starting to
garlic.
rack up.
Holy bullets. Oh,
No way.
nope.
She's got a stake.
Must have a stake. Well, the plan was to do planned ambush, but it's just so risky because if the vampire pulls a strength, you're screwed.
You
It's
just
just
have
very
to dodge and then hope for the best at that point.
yeah. We gave. Oh, she could have killed it. Oh no. Oh, you still take the damage from the. But at least the garlic would have done damage back, so she wouldn't have used planned ambush at night. Oh no. This is very risky, by the way, because even at night, a one-health vampire could kill her.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
oh,
Planned ambush now to try to get away without taking too much damage, or maybe just kill
yeah.
it.
No holy.
Basically, you're forcing the vampire to play strength or plotting at this point. Unless it wants to... Well, no, she has a pistol. You wouldn't claw. No, just stick the garlic in its face.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of good though, because maybe the vampire has a very strong hand. Vampire could fang again now, and then just play strength, so then Mina can't do anything to it. You don't want, if you're Dracula here, you don't want this vampire to die now. You want them
No.
to have to fall. They've used the planned ambush now, so if there's a night fight, Mina is cooked.
Double fangs. You read it correctly. That's
Okay.
a good dodge. JbPhilly's cottoning on.
Yeah, good dodge. But the thing is now, like, it's gonna be really difficult to kill this in combat because now, yeah, you just play
Well,
strengths
you play
over and over.
you play the garlic. If it wants to mesmerize or play strength or claw you or fang you, all that garlic protects you from all that.
Oh, I don't agree with that punch.
Oh no, yeah, you should trust in your garlic.
Or just get out of there. Yeah, because I mean the only thing, yeah, garlic would be great. I guess I was really worried about the plotting, but then just try to escape then. You want to try and you need to get out of this fight. Unless she just wants to
You're
try
right.
and
He
kill
was
it now.
concerned
Oh,
about
now
the
here comes the
plotting.
plotting. Oh,
Oh
wait a minute. Is she mesmerized? No, she's not.
no,
That's
she's
a dead
not.
vamp.
Somebody
Whoa.
forgot about the handgun.
Oh shit! Good god! What is happening?
Just like that, we've got a game here.
Wow. But again, that's now we've got 3 beaten up hunters now. That's mental, by the way.
Blew him away like she's in Pulp Fiction or something.
Even if she kills the vampire with Heavenly Host, I don't think it's worth it. People in this community don't let non-rumored vamps mature often enough. I think it depends on what the situation is. I think here I'd understand it if you let the vampire mature. But then at the same time, if you let non-rumored vampires mature, then you're just making the 4th week easier for Dracula. So I guess it just all depends on the circumstance, I think.
I think killing it's good here because you're only gonna clear one encounter off the trail at this point.
Yeah. Still not worth it, but better than Mina dying. Well, I'll have to see.
Non-rumored matures, I think, are a little bit underrated for Dracula as well. I mean, you can win games by maturing 2 vampires instead of going for like one big one and a kill. You know, you get that 4-point, you get that 3-point, and all of a sudden you're in a winning position. Not to mention the fact, okay, let's say Dracula was in Zurich, and the last thing you knew was that he was in Zurich, and then the vampire matures and it clears the next 3 spots. Well, where's Dracula now? It's gonna be like really difficult to figure that out because at that point he clears his trail, it covers his track.
Dracula's just wolf-formed onto 2 hunters.
What is happening?
with no encounters.
He's like, I'm gonna kill you both. This is revenge for my vampire.
Oh my goodness.
This is so wacky. I love it.
Sophia still has an encounter. Because it got layered. Oh, so Seward can't walk onto it. Because imagine if wolves hit. Oh no. Plotting. Oh, she escapes. Oh no.
But is he gonna kill Godalming now?
Nope.
So he's gonna run away. Get out of here! He's scary.
My goodness, what is happening?
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. So is the point of this game for Dracula to chase after the hunters and kill them? Is
It,
that how it works? I always thought it was the other way around.
I guess so, but he's turned into like Predator, right? We had the Terminator reference. This is like pure Predator nonsense. This is Predator strat. I guess. I mean, I said it in a previous commentary. Like Dracula picks off the weak, right? He doesn't go after the strong. He goes after the weak. If you got hunters beating up this badly, you just go for it. Real awkward hand by the looks of it. Yeah, that really
Also
didn't work.
possible. It's also possible. I do think you're right. I think he did have probably a poor hand, but it's also possible. Like, think about if they had decided to stand and fight with their weapons, Dracula would have got a plotting off,
Yeah.
which could have killed one or both of them potentially. Like that could have been it. He could have won the fight off of that.
Or maybe his hand was just piss poor.
Yeah, I think that's probably more likely, but
I think I
never
think
know.
I think that play was still worth it because of the fact that Sophia has an encounter because of the fact it
hmm
got layered beforehand.
hmm
Because when you move a Dracula onto a location with a hunter, oh wolves, okay, that's pretty.
Belgrade. Okay. Well, you're glad you got that
Oh, so
encounter.
we know Sword's hand now. He has stake, heavenly host, knife, horse.
What did he stake the desecrated soil? Is that where we
Ah,
saw
well,
that?
he tried to stake the wolves just now.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. Yeah, I mean, I say it's really wacky to see because it's kind of flipping the script, but it does make a lot of sense. It's a strong move. I don't think I've ever seen Dracula move onto a city with two hunters because he
No,
wanted to.
no, me neither.
Might be a first for me.
If that encounter wasn't here, I don't think it's worth it. But at least now it's still space on the trail that the Huns have to deal with.
hmm
Um, and Godalming and
I'm,
Mina just had to move off, and go on. I mean, they're going into a big city, which is still good, but they're going to be mostly trying to heal, I think. And as Sue can get into Van and they can heal up for a couple of turns. But Dracula now's just basically got free reign to do whatever he wants for a long, long, long time. Dracula's
yeah.
at 49 waiting to go back to Belgrade. Well, maybe. I mean, we've seen. I mean, especially with now the way the trail works. I know I've been saying it like it's a new thing, but in the old version of the digital edition, you couldn't do that. The fact that with the new version of the way the trail slides, Dracula can push, Sophia into the layer position, and then will form instantly the same turn on top of it, is great. You couldn't do that before. So it just makes all these plays possible. Oh, Sud didn't move, maybe because of the possibility of Belgrade becoming... But now Dracula could just go, oh, I'll go Zagreb then. I'll go Munich. I'll wolf form into the rest of the board. And what are you going to do about it?
Well, he won't will form that quickly. It will be some time. You can maybe get Van Helsing. He could take the good train to Munich.
Yeah.
You take a 3-2 ticket, get to Munich, cut Dracula off there. Maybe Dr. Seward can get involved for a 2-on-1, something like that.
Using the train! Says Pizza Wizard.
It's a possibility. It could happen.
It's
A
like,
train would get you there. A
yeah,
fast horse wouldn't get you to Munich
that's right.
from where Van Helsing is.
Yeah. Well, that was a very wacky couple of turns. The sense of emergency, the whole planned ambush thing, which looked like it didn't work, but then it ended up working, and that Dracula just bolts to the wall, wolf forming on top of two hunters.
Yeah, this is an exciting game. This is a highlight game, I think. This is a real treat. You don't see that kind of stuff much, and it's proof that it really is a game of cat and mouse where Dracula can turn and fight back. As long as he makes preparations for that. He doesn't always have to be running away. Matter of fact, it's like you said, he could choose to linger about the area because he knows the hunters around him are so
Oh,
battered.
not the 3-2, but he's using the charted carriage to get there. Oh, hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3.
Oh no, he can get all the way to 11.
Budapest, but you prefer to block Munich? Oh, there's no wolf form. I just read wolf form's on the trail.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a little while.
I don't know about that move. In terms of making Charlie Carriage better, then it's a good idea, but...
I tend to agree. I mean,
Oh, wait,
it,
why didn't... Wait, why didn't Dracula ambush with the Saboteur? To at least delay this search.
in Klausenberg,
Yeah.
does Seward have a rifle?
No. He's got knife, heavenly host, horse, and stake.
Maybe Spencer Wolfhart didn't realize that, and he wants to keep his Saboteur there so that when it gets searched at night, they'll lose their day action instead of just ambushing now.
Maybe.
And then Dr. Seward reveals a rifle or a pistol,
Oh, especially
and
if
it
this...
kills it.
Could there be two vamps here?
We'll have
Hey,
to find
man,
out.
welcome in. We've got quite a game on our hands here. This is mental. Oh! Maybe there's no vamp.
It's a very thematic game, you know? He's got all his henchmen in Klausenberg.
There's no vampire.
Rats. And Saboteur. Yeah, wasting their time.
Right, so that's why he didn't ambush. No point ambushing to protect a vampire for a little bit longer if there is no vampire.
That's the other thing about not rumoring your vampires, is that when you rumor your vampires, you're making it really obvious where your vampires are. Whereas when you don't rumor your vampires, yes, you're going to score fewer points when they go through, but they have a much greater chance of going through now because the hunters, it's not so telegraphed that there's a vampire there. The hunter might not be ready with their stake. They might not have everything else they need to defeat it. They might get sucked into a bad night fight.
Or
You have so many more options with a non-rumored vampire. Go on.
Right. Or you hold the rumor tokens till late, until you see a situation where the majority of the stakes have been burned, and you just throw down like multiple rumor tokens in a line, and then the hunters have a real trouble, or like this, right?
You can also use rumor tokens to ensure you use them to manipulate the hunters. You use it to ensure that the hunters go somewhere where you need them to go and deal with encounters that you want them to have to deal with.
I don't know if you've seen any of Andrezot's games in the tournament. He's becoming quite a master of using the non-rumored. Oh, didn't go. Oh, all right. It's just going to Ionian Coast then. There was a game I watched where Andrezot put a rumor token first, and it was just a hoax, and the hunter got delayed dealing with it or used the stake. You have to reveal the stake before the hoax gets revealed, right? And there was a reckless vampire behind it that they couldn't deal with.
Because he used a stake, yeah. Hoax is great at that. And you rumor it to make sure that they do reveal the stake. I mean, I think a classic example is rumored bats.
Yes.
Because as Dracula, the worst thing for Dracula is you put down your bats, and then the hunters just ignore it. They just, for one reason or another, they just decide, we'll let that one go through, and hopefully it won't be a hoax, and everything will be fine. And then it's a bats, and you're like, no, I wanted you to go deal with the bats. That's one of my better cards. Well, you rumor it, and that manipulates them into going there.
Right. I think there are certain encounters. I mean, in a case like this, even though Klasberg had no vampire, I think this one's still good or there's no bats either. I think it's still good because you had 3 encounters there. The odds are so high that one of them was going to be a vampire, but there wasn't. But it didn't matter. But it did the job, right? So it's now slightly out of position. He took extra damage, and that's 4 damage there.
Got delayed.
Yep, got delayed. The rats are still there. So yeah, I definitely think there's certain ones where you don't want to rumor, because a couple of times where Andrezot's done it, when you see, it's a vampire or a rumor token, and then suddenly it's something very benign, and you're like, well, that didn't really do much if it's like rumored rats or something. But yeah, I think rumored bats are great because you force them to go onto it, or even rumored fog, even depending on the location of it. On a case like this, we got triple encounters, because the hunters can't risk any of that maturing anyway. They're gonna have to go there.
So Dracula, he went Athens with Hyde.
Or he went Salonika, Valona, Athens.
Or he went Salonica Valona hide,
Huh.
and
Yeah.
now he's in the Adriatic.
Yeah.
If he had wolf form available, that would be my favorite of his options.
Yeah. But I guess you
But
just go
he can't
Tyrrhenian.
wolf form.
Yeah, just go Tyrrhenian and just wolf form.
Ionian, Tyrrhenian. By then you've got your wolf form. You can choose to stop in CAG if you want. You could wolf straight to Marseille.
Yep. And then even feed. I mean, we've had one Sensibility and one Charted Carriage. I know there are others in the deck, but the Huns haven't been supplying much. That's the thing. Oh, it was a hide in Valonia, you're right. Oh man, this could be bad. Imagine there's like
But
fog.
it was to Athens
Oh,
then, yeah.
oh, oh, that's interesting.
Well, if you're going to go to Athens, hiding Valona is a really strong tactic because typically they can't get to Athens without first stopping in Valona. I mean, they might fast horse over it,
I,
but chances are pretty good they're going to stop there at some
I
point.
don't see the reason of having a hide vampire here. I don't really understand the logic of that.
More damage.
But you got then a rumor right behind it. They could just let Valona mature if they really wanted to. But I guess then Dracula could just
Well,
I don't know.
Valona might not be a vampire.
It
It's
is,
just the
it is,
hide card.
it is,
Oh, it
it
is.
is a
It is.
vampire.
There it is. So he's now quad vamping.
Yeah,
Double vamp.
yeah. Roscoe will be on the phone. He's got that. He's got that copyright lawsuit inbound. It's been patented. Hey, Hex Hades. Hello, hello. Ooh, nice garlic. Potentially block the fangs. Quite a game. But now it's now becoming standard. We had a very classic sort of Spencer gameplay in terms of layering. We had a lot of wacky potential there with that combat in Sofia. But then now it's going to turn almost like a standard game again, where Dracula's done the damage, has hopefully delayed them long enough, and will just run away now and play the running game for the last week.
That would be wise. It's a shame he doesn't have wolf form and that he didn't leave from the Adriatic. If he in an alternate scenario where he's in the Adriatic Sea and wolf form is available, you can wolf straight to either Munich or Milan, and you start putting up a wall of encounters at that point.
Maybe you're on the yeah. Imagine if
They
you're on
have
the
to they have
Adriatic
to chase
anyway.
you.
You could go into Venice anyway. I know he's not in the Adriatic, but if he was in the Adriatic, he could go to Venice anyway. And there's no guarantee that Seward would be able to rail onto you. Can't horse onto you. So then you can then go into like Milan and then Wolfhorn or something, or get into Marseille. You can just walk your way there. But
Well, there's that whole corridor from if you follow the line from Valona up towards Munich and then down to 36. I mean, with the exception of like Zurich, I guess, it's kind of just a straight line of cities. Do you see what I mean?
yep.
So you take that straight line of cities and you put up a wall of encounters. You can do that different ways. You can layer Sarajevo and Zagreb. You can go to Munich with a wolf form and put an encounter down there, and then you go to Milan after that. You start putting up a barrier between you and them, which when they're in good nick, that's not really a big deal. That's just like standard chasing Dracula gameplay. But when they're all really beaten up and hurt, that can really slow things down for them.
Yeah. Especially since it seems like Van Helsing doesn't have horses. Mina's now back up to full health, more or less. Oh! There's a vampire lair on Godalming.
Now here's a wacky thing. What if he is actually in the Black Sea right now, and he's getting ready to go back to his lairs?
Problem is he's going to get caught like that very quickly. He can't disguise that for very long.
Yeah, I don't like that idea.
Gyro suggests an idea, then he goes, "Oh, I don't like that."
Hey, I'm just trying to think of the possibilities here.
Yeah. Oh
It's
man.
totally possible. Because I mean, it's happened before. All the hunters they go, oh, Dracula's in the Tyrrhenian Sea. He's gonna wolf form to 36. We better haul butt over there and get ready to block him. And then they're all going in the wrong direction and wasting time.
The vampire lair is pretty critical because we do have to remember that is a mini renewed vigor.
It's true. It's true. One could even say that renewed vigor is like a super vampire lair.
Yes. See, that's the big brain thinking we need on this stream. Apologies, I'm off shot because I'm putting down my shutters. And thank you for the look, Hex Hades. If the hunters have bad movement, you may as well be predictable. Go to Rindian. Yeah, I think Snuff. Spencer even said in chat, "Oh wow, your horses hate you." So eventually that's going to get fixed, but it's going to. Oh, nice knife. Spencer's probably identified that's a big weakness from the hunter side. Yeah, I'd wolf form to 36 here. Yeah, I would. I mean, now you're in charted carriage range of Seward, but they have been supplying very much. There's a good chance he doesn't have it. Who would say that? I have no idea, Snuff. Only crazy people say that. So we assume Van Helsing has a lair, but now we know has a stake. So we know what all the stakes are.
Yeah, the horse economy's really been messing him up. Unfortunate that it's not cooperating with him, but part of that, he shrank the knife. Part of that is due to Dracula's play. You know, he's made it so that he doesn't have the luxury of using his night actions to organize the ticket pool because he's had to use them for virtually everything else:
Yeah.
healing, trading, searching,
There are a couple of event trades,
being
but not
delayed.
many. Yeah. Oh, nice punch.
Yeah, punch him, old timer. What are you, knife?
Again, you don't want
Knife
this
again.
vamp to die because now you're having to make the vamp. Oh, hang on a minute. Sophia's going to mature. They didn't do a Sophia.
No, they didn't.
Oh,
I mean, Mina still
can
could.
you imagine if they kill this and then suddenly Sophia has a vampire on it? I assume it
But
does.
we've seen 4 already, though. The odds are not in that favor of that.
He killed it, but now there's going to be a new vampire to deal with. Yep, here it
The
comes.
new vampire. Now you just run away from this one, though. As long as you don't get plotted on. Oh, Mina's delayed. They're gonna fight it together. Oh, I don't know about that. Mina could have dealt with Sophia.
Yep.
She still has 8 health. She's got 3 items. I mean, it could have just been. I mean, it could be anything there. It could be a spy or something. Something you can
Spy,
just deal with.
double. It could be a wolves. I'm thinking about the potential of if Seward had opted to come in. I doubt he would have done, but it could have been a vamp. It could have been wolves to hit all of them. Oh, sorry for the yawn. Mob even would be pretty good here because you hit 3 hunters. I know Van Helsing would be able to discard down so he wouldn't die, but that's then him not doing anything else.
Wonder what the mindset is here of delaying Mina for the 2-on-1 when it's on the hide card.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
sure
get
what
it
the
either.
point of that is.
Maybe to try to stop Van Helsing from dying, but Van Helsing might die anyway.
I mean, that occurred to me that maybe it's giving the vampire another target to attack to take some of the heat off of Van Helsing, but then you go and you throw a punch anyway.
Hmm.
So that seems like it's at odds with that strategy. You want Van Helsing to escape. Maybe Mina Harker fights the vampire while he's running
Oh, the
away.
vampire's
Or
still attacking Van Helsing. That's
come
very
on, Holy
interesting.
Circle, Holy Circle out. If he has Holy Circle, it might explain some of what's going on here, but I still don't really understand why delay Mina Harker.
And she doesn't have
You
holy
don't have to
quartz.
kill this one.
Yeah.
jbphilly knows that.
At least it's not a night fight, so, claws on Mina won't be able to target Van Helsing, but still, now, what's Van Helsing going to do now? Because
He's
he's
already dodged.
he's already dodged, so a strength will kill unless Van Helsing, I Does Van Helsing have Holy Circle? Claw makes sense. Escape.
No,
Oh no, there's
so
great
we have
strength.
great
There's great
strength.
strength, right? So that's the way to do it. But you didn't need to.
Good,
You didn't need a
good.
2-on-1. That's the thing I don't understand. You don't need a two. I mean, unless it was a misclick, but now Mina's lost her day action for no reason.
Yeah, yeah. And now, if this is a wolves in Sophia, he could kill Van Helsing with it.
Yep. And also hurt Mina in the process because Mina's still in that
Hmm
space. That'd just be such good
And
value.
and if it's a hoax,
Oh,
he
God.
could get Great Wolf or something like that. I mean, there's lots of options for him to deal some serious damage with it.
Or if it is a fighting vampire, and Athens could push Mina into it with vampiric influence or something.
That's true too. Yeah, put her in a spot of bother. Well, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. It'll be interesting. I'm glad Van Helsing lived.
Maybe Philly didn't realize there was an encounter there because he just expected the wolf form. And I know it says +1 on it, but it's so easy to forget.
Hmm It should really say +2.
Well, because it has the wolf form, it has the wolf
You're
as
right.
the extra card. It's basically saying there's one more
You're right.
underneath.
hmm You can see the wolf form card beneath the location card, so there's not really the +1 is referencing the fact that there's an encounter card beneath the wolf form card as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. It's very maybe easy to think, oh well, he jumped into hunters. There's no encounter card. Gives has
Right.
before the vampire might be
Might have
distracted and assume Van has would dodge. Yeah.
might have failed to
Oh, he
recognize
layered
that
it.
he
Oh,
layered
that's
it.
just sad. Come on,
Oh,
Spencer. We
what do you
wanted
think?
something epic to happen.
I don't know,
Oh
something
no.
amazing, I guess.
Oh. Oh, we were so hyped for that.
Interesting. I wonder what it was that
Hmm.
you would layer.
I
Okay,
know,
he's landed too now.
I
He's
know,
made
I
ports.
know any damaging encounter wouldn't kill Van Helsing now because he did manage to heal up one. But still, just getting him down to 1 health would still be pretty significant because then it makes Athens more difficult to deal with. Yeah, he's just, yeah, yeah. He knows he only has one weapon.
He didn't even wolf form.
No, because
Taking an awful risk there with CG.
well, is it a huge risk though? He can't die in this location.
You're right. You're
And
right. He couldn't be forced into an error by only 4 tokens.
and the thing is, he knows that Seward only has one weapon. So now Seward's left in an awful bind here. Do you reveal everything and fuck up your ticket economy even more? Or do you get rid of the one escape as bat thing he's got? Unless there's a lucky find. Now that would be cool. Or there's a heroic leap. Now that would be cool.
Yeah, actually, not wolfing is probably pretty smart now that you mention it. I mean, the worst that CG could have done there is force Dracula to go to Venice.
Where's Agatha? We need her. She's gone AWOL.
Now he's sending Mina to deal with this vampire. Unfortunate, you've got your two weaker hunters having to
Ruler.
mop up all these vampires.
Yeah. I guess
Alleged vampire.
oh, yeah, there's the lucky find. Okay, that was a good play. That's a good play. We haven't got planned ambush or anything like that, so Dracula might be able to play around this. Also, depending on what it is, Sud might be able to get Dracula really low here. I mean, you don't supply.
Ready for some fun?
Oh my god, where the hell did that come from? Jeez, oh. That wasn't on my soundboard. Is that from Discord?
Was it too loud?
No, it was alright. Just caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting it. Fanging into escape. Yep.
That's just free health.
That's
For
yeah, that's
Dracula, it's
two
free real
health
estate.
right there. Yeah. That's just two. I mean, I guess he was fanging for the Heavenly Host play, but yeah, Dracula just got extra health off that, which makes life a lot easier for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can just do the same thing again. He can go to Marseille and spy it again. Right?
Bit of, yeah. Put down another spy. Maybe you put down,
Fog or...
yeah,
She has a stake. It's an aristocratic.
about time.
Yeah. Dracula hasn't used the fogs yet. Not that we're aware of, anyway.
Do you just feed?
Possibly.
Have a good laugh. Just be like, I'm not going anywhere.
If only the Huns had A tier Lucy's Revenge, that would save them. You mock, but that Godalming's coming in here. It'd be great if he had Lucy's Revenge. It would protect him from dying. It would stop Dracula from escaping. It'd be really good here.
You can even use it against ordinary vampires too, so that could have helped
Well,
earlier.
precisely. And Pete's Wizard knows that better than most.
Where did he go?
Oh, he has to go to Marseille, right? Get far away from. Get as far away
One,
from Godalming as
one
possible.
would think.
And it's a great wolf form location.
But do you really want to get as far away from Godalming as possible? Consider the fact that Godalming, right now, is basically just a second Mina. I mean, he's got his 9 hit points, he's got his bite token.
Maybe
He has all the weakness of Mina Harker right now. You get him in a night fight and kill him. Take
Oh.
his cards away.
That's a stake discarded. Is that a new one that Sud picked up? Or is that the one he had originally that's now gone?
Does he still have a stake, or does he have something else we don't know about? Yeah.
So that's potentially 2 unknown items in Sud's hand right now. Okay, they all chose
So when the spy showed up, he discarded, or did he reveal his hand?
discarded the knife, and then Lucky Finder.
Okay.
And Lucky Finder discarded Garlic Reef, 2 dogs, another Garlic Reef, and a stake.
Oh, well, you just used Lucky Find all wrong. You're supposed to take the garlic reef. And
See, if he
then Dracula can't just fang you while you try to escape and get his health back.
Exactly. He would have done 4 damage to Dracula. So he would have netted 2 damage off. That'd be an epic.
He'd have been there. He'd have been fighting Dracula with a garlic wreath, a heavenly host, and 2 other items we don't know about, right?
Well, stake and fast horses.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe on second thought, that's not the best armament. If I ever found myself fighting a vampire and I had my garlic wreath on and I had my heavenly host in my hand, I would just sit there and go, "Oh crap, I am screwed, aren't I?"
I'm gonna quickly run an advert for the people on Twitch, just because there's a chance the next one might hit when the finale occurs. So let's just run it now, and we'll push it as far back as possible. Everybody who's subscribed, you can carry. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, then it doesn't really matter because you're seeing this after the fact. I should go and make. I boiled the kettle before the game, and I never went to go and get tea. So I should probably go and get tea. Can you hold the fort for 1 second?
Can do.
Cool. Back in a sec.
Okay. So he's got 10 health now. He's healed. Getting a supply going. He's probably gonna get like newspaper reports or something. Oh no, it's Dracula card. Okay. Another supply. It's not over yet. You still got your 2 big boys hot on Dracula's heels. We've gotten excellent weather. Okay. There's potential here. The unfortunate thing is Mina Harker right here, who's been a bit left in the dust. There's still a fair bit of game to be played here, so she might be able to get back in the fight here. But as Dracula, that's what you love to see, is you've left at least one of them behind to where they're kind of a non-factor.
Oops, sorry about the thingy. The me not having the auto display thing for the events, and you got stuck on that.
No, no trouble. Van Helsing used excellent weather.
We
We
saw.
got to Venice. Yeah.
What's happening? So why he's gone? Quick question: what kind of tea is Scotswold brewing? Oh, get the guesses in. Orange. Oh, Snuff gets it. It's not orange Rooibos, but it is Rooibos. So yeah, Snuff gets the win.
The big winner of the day.
We should have. I should have done a prediction ages ago, but because the game was so mental, I didn't run a prediction. Let's quickly run a prediction. If anybody wants to put some channel points on the line, there you go. Who's gonna win? Oh, it's only 60 seconds. Oh, I'm so sorry, people. I think it's less than that. Crap.
What is this, like an illegal gambling parlor now?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry, people. That I did not give you very long to do that at all. You've only got like 10 seconds. I'm so sorry.
Who do you think you are, Scott Sword? EA Games?
Oh. Oh wow. Only 2 people voted, but it's slightly in jbphilly's favour.
Let's go! Yeah, we're hot on his heels. He's not so far away.
Sorry, people. I'm still new to all the Twitch stuff. I didn't set that poll up for long enough. I'm so sorry. Oh, the hunters are moving now.
Okay,
Oh.
alright. Mystic Research, the Pizza Wizard Special. This could come in handy.
Oh. That's a lot of events.
How many Hunter events did it reveal?
4.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, he's got time, and then he got a vampire lair in the bank, so that would be
I'm a little-
4 days in the 4th
I'm a
week.
little surprised he didn't wolf form from Marseille.
Yeah, me too. Maybe just thought he didn't need to.
Yeah.
And if he's now on a coastline somewhere, or in Paris, you can easily do a nice cheeky wolf form to like Amsterdam or something.
I mean, what is it? Zurich? Geneva? I think it's Geneva. Because if Dracula had gone to Zurich, he might have found himself caught between Dr. Seward and Godalming. Like, if Godalming just stood and supplied in Munich, but what if he hadn't? What if he moved to Zurich? Or if he rolled a 1 on his horse and had to go there anyway?
Vampire like getting an extra day, would you look at that? Philly wouldn't need the extra day if he didn't get beaten up at the beginning.
Still has to play it.
Yeah, true. And then what was if there's a vamp in Marseille, right? We're gonna use the stake
There's
for.
3 stakes in the discard pile.
Yeah.
Imagine you use your stake to play Vampire Lair, and then the vampire matures. You didn't have a stake. Oh shoot, that was the wrong Vampire Lair. I am going to go a little bit Quincy Morris for just a minute and talk about Vampire Lair. I understand the thematic conceit behind Vampire Lair, which is like one of the hunters found a lair where there's a vampire and they killed it, and that lowers Dracula's influence, and that's why they're delayed. They were busy doing that. But lairs are already part of the vocabulary of this game, and they're already a mechanical concept. Not to mention, staking vampires that Dracula leaves behind is also a mechanical aspect of this game. So it kinda doesn't make that much sense to me that they named the card that.
So what? Yeah, it is a bit weird because it sounds strange calling it vampire lair when the thing you're doing is like getting rid of the vampire lair. You want something to indicate that the
Well,
vampire's
that's
been
the-
destroyed, right?
Again, to reference Quincy Morris, that's why you put a verb at the start of it. Cleanse vampire lair. Something like that.
Oh, I don't know. Induce setback for Dracula or something. I know it can't be as long as that, but yeah. Oh, well, we know what Seward's got now. He has 2 guns and a Heavenly Host.
What did he reveal it to? Sorry, I looked at the chat for a second.
Wolves.
Okay, so he's got a pistol rifle.
Pistol, rifle, Heavenly
Double.
Host, horse.
Okay. He's the gun-toting doc.
He is. Hoax and
Got
Marseille.
the hoax. That's interesting. With Godalming hot on your heels and Dr. Seward only 1 space away in Genoa, he puts down a hoax.
Maybe he psyched out Seward that Seward wouldn't want to move on and then get hit by another spy and have to go through all that process all over again. Ooh, he's going straight to
Fog,
sea.
something like that. Yeah, it was a bit of a go ahead and call my bluff kind of moment. And besides that, the hoax is, I think, its mature effect is very juicy, and everybody loves to see a hoax mature, and except the hunters, obviously. But I think its delaying aspect is also maybe a little bit underrated. Just having a delay like that can be really good when they're hot on your heels.
Yeah, especially in a case like this, right? All right. So, oh, we don't know if it's Le Havre or Bordeaux.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I mean, the good news for the hunters is that you kind of have to send somebody to Le Havre anyway, right? Because I mean, if Dracula's on his way to London now, you need to stop that.
Because Dracula could play. See, I think Dracula went to C1 turn too early, because now he's going to land when he's not going to get points.
Yes.
So I don't know how. Again, maybe the timing's off a little bit here. I, I
But I mean, on the other hand, if he didn't go to sea, and let's say he hid in Bordeaux, or he moved to Santander, or he moved to Brussels, or something like that, they could just do the big super combo and kill you, right? Look at the position of the hunters on the board.
oh. So it's in a night fight with a new vamp. Yikes.
Now things are getting interesting.
They weren't interesting before.
We got a Dr. Seward against the new vampire. It's at night. This is exciting. What's she gonna do? Is she gonna strength you? Okay, now do you pull out your gun and kill it with holy bullets? No, he doesn't have them. Pistol, rifle, host, and horses. Maybe you holy host it and then try to finish it off with a gun, but that seems really difficult because it's just gonna fang into your gun. Okay, but now you got an opportunity here because it's gonna suffer the 2 damage, and now it's in range of the heavenly host.
Yes. Yes. And Dracula, the vampire did just use fangs there. Where can you find a holy host? A holy host.
Holy heavenly. Let's not split hairs here.
And heavenly bullets, right?
Heavenly bullets, holy host, yes. Heavenly wreath.
There are heavenly bullets. Escape missed? Yeah, playing it really safe. Oh no, played pistol. Interesting. Alright then.
Now that's where crucifix might have been nice. You stop it from getting away.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna try to either escape as a bat or like strength and mesmerize you, and
Right, and that's when you can pull out the heavenly hose. You can mind game it, I suppose.
yeah.
Oh, there's Aggie.
Hey, here she is.
Better late than never.
That's true.
Don't know. I'll have to see. But they've got to deal with none, right? And if they're dealing with none without a stake, then Dracula's getting even more free reign to do what he wants.
Where's he gonna land?
I assume he's going to wolf form to Swansea because that is just extremely safe. But
Yeah.
then it fucks up the timing a little bit for yeah, it messes up the timing a little bit for winning. But
what if he's actually in Santander?
yeah. No, he can't be.
Not this time.
Never mind.
Not this time. I tend to agree with
Ooh.
that. I mean, you don't want to be in Spain right now. This is great for Dracula.
Yep.
Now they're gonna have a really hard time getting anybody to England at all. You can't get across the channel.
No. So even a CG is not going to be very good here because you just
You'll just go to the Irish Sea.
Novolanic's not on the trail, so he can just easily go that way if he needs to.
if you have all your hosts in order, you could at least force him to go to the Irish Sea, and you put your CG token down in Dublin, and then he'll have to land in Liverpool, which, I mean, that wouldn't be catastrophe for Dracula, but it would force him to suffer additional damage, and he wouldn't be able to gain 3 points on the next turn. You see what I mean? You could kind of think of it like a mini vampire lair, sort of. You use consecrated ground to force Dracula to make a sea move instead of a land move, thus buying you one more additional day to get your people into England and finish them off in like Manchester or somewhere like that.
So what you're saying is, if Renewed Vigor is a buffed vampire lair, and vampire lair is a strong CG, are you saying then that Renewed Vigor is like a triple CG? Is that what you're saying?
I just wish Renewed Vigor was. I wish Consecrated Ground was even remotely as powerful as Vampire Lair. I mean, it's a subpar card, but if you use it correctly, it could almost become as good as a Vampire Lair.
I mean, that's why they had to put in the house rule about Dracula not wolf forming out of a CG location. I mean, CG can't be that strong if that rule is in there, right?
Right. They were like, it needs a buff. Frankly, card's underpowered.
Pizza Wizard's not happy with this slander. Oh no.
I wanna like hack the game so that every card in the deck is Consecrated Ground, and then I'll play my opponent, and I'll supply for like 3 days, and then just play 6 copies of Consecrated Ground.
No,
Just
but
cover the whole board in tokens.
No, because there's only one CG token, Gyro. You know that.
Yeah, but you get to move it every time you play a new copy of Consecrated
Oh, I see.
Ground.
You play it every single night and slowly push Dracula in a certain way.
Yeah,
I
just
see.
just hurt him. Exactly.
Uh,
This isn't looking good, but it's not over yet.
nope, that's the vampire dead though. They got no trail.
That's good. You need that. So let's assume Dracula's in Swansea. Although if you are Dracula, now that you've seen there is no CG, you probably kind of wish you were in Manchester instead. But obviously he wasn't to know that when he wolf
Maybe he is in Manchester.
It's possible, but why would you put so much at risk like that? Like you're winning. You just need to close out the game, and then you go to Manchester and get CG'd. Like, what's the point of that?
Shame Sue didn't have excellent weather because that would put a lot more pressure on Dracula here. I know it's a 1v1, but still there's Aggie. Sue is fairly well equipped. If Dracula takes quite a bit of damage, then he's at risk of a heroic leap after
Heroic
the
leap.
fact or CG
Yeah.
after the fact.
Yeah, you could get in a fight with him, damage him significantly. He moves on his next turn and goes up to 10 points, and then Steward moves on to him, plays Forewarned and Heroic Leap to close it out.
Yeah. So it's definitely not over yet. There's definitely a path to victory for the Hunters here. But they need a lot of good stuff to happen. And Dracula still has a fog in hand.
Yes. Yeah, he does. Because he's gone through the entire deck. Unless he put it down on one of his layers.
Hidden Nemesis. Now that's a new one.
Ooh,
Is there?
what a
Is there what?
what an
This
unsettling name.
seems like an alias. Yeah. It does seem like an alias of some sort. I don't know what you're saying. Is there? Two for Pizza Wizard. Is this game moddable? No, but we wish. That'd be so much fun. We could rename Vampire Lair. There is a path to victory for the Hunters. I've seen crazy stuff.
So where's Dracula? Probably in Liverpool, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
has to be.
London.
Or hiding in Swansea.
Hiding in Swansea. Yeah, I could see that. which means he's going to be in Liverpool now.
Yeah, or is it a hide?
Or is it
Hide in
Swansea,
Liverpool.
Liverpool, Hyde, and Liverpool
Because in
with
the
all
game,
those Scousers?
yeah, because the game that I played against Spencer, it was a similar situation at the end of the game where it ended up being in England, or I guess Swansea's Wales. Okay, in Britannica like this. And I jumped into Dracula thinking it was going to be 2 encounters to deal with, but it actually wasn't. Dracula had hidden earlier. So I wonder if Spencer's going to repeat the same thing there. Or if Spencer just played really safe, has gone to Liverpool, and is now hiding at Liverpool to make Seward's job even worse.
Well, it's a real shame about the lack of CG here, because a CG would have not only revealed the encounters, it would have revealed any Hyde shenanigans, and like I said before, it would have forced Dracula to go to C, putting him at 3 fewer points, and he'd take additional damage.
Yeah.
So I think even though it's not trapping him, it's not forcing him into an error. That's just how good CG is. Even a suboptimal bad CG played a little late in the game like that could still
Okay.
buy you enough time to
Oh.
win.
He's going to C. Wait, did he actually go to Manchester and he's left from Edinburgh? No, but then why don't you just hide there? Surely. Wouldn't you just hide?
Here's the Speedy Telegraph.
And Dracula didn't feed, so he's just taking damage. He's at risk of like CG penalties because there's no wolf form now.
Money Trail.
Money Trail now.
Okay.
I
But
don't know.
now he can misdirect Liverpool, unless that is the Hyde card in Swansea.
Why would you Money Trail now? I guess he wants to work out if it's North Sea or Irish Sea, right?
Yeah. He needs to figure out which port Dracula left from.
But if Dracula goes multiple sea spaces, then you don't know where he's going.
Yes, but by then it might be too late.
Possibly. This is
The tricky part is what do you do with Dr. Seward here?
I think you put him back into the North Atlantic.
I think you're right.
Because
I mean, Dracula.
What?
He went to 18.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that one.
I don't know if there's any good options there, though, to be honest with you. Because if you put Dr. Seward in the North Atlantic, Dracula misdirects Liverpool, unless that is a Hyde card in Swansea, in which case he'll just land in Liverpool anyway.
Right, and then he'll be able to then land in Dublin again to get. Oh well, we've got Vampire Lair though. Oh, they haven't got the stake.
Oh no!
They need the stake because
You gotta get the stake,
yeah,
dude.
They need the stake. Really, I all them in the discard. One, yeah, they're all in the discard. Vampire Lair is not relevant.
Oh no!
And Gadami's not on a big city, so he can't supply. Oh, imagine he was in Paris right now. They could just rinse through this deck and they might just get it in time. They need an extra day, because what they need to do is, yeah, if Dracula lands in Liverpool, they punt him back into the Irish Sea. Oh, hang on a minute, no. He'll take penalty damage, so it doesn't matter.
If he lands in Liverpool now, then yeah, CG could win it.
Nope, he's moving. He's not
not
playing that game.
Yeah, smart. Go straight to the North Atlantic.
Is he just gonna stay at sea until this thing matures? This Ruber token? Oh, what a mistake. Oh dear. We've got a dad joke bot, Pizza Wizard. We don't need you adding to it.
I've heard of high stakes, but this is more like buy stakes.
I didn't get that reference.
What do you do? So you say goodbye to your stakes.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like buy
dreadful.
is in like BY or BI. I was like, what? How's that combined with stake? Okay, buy stakes. Okay, I see.
What is he just gonna float around sea while he waits for this to mature?
Yeah.
Then the Dr. Seward's gonna be forced to go deal with it.
Yeah.
At which point he's no longer a threat to Dracula.
I guess enough to then say, yeah, you've also got to then buy new stakes.
Something to eat after your game.
Of that too. Do we have any idea of what this vamp... I guess this vamp could be anything. It could be a Reckless. I mean, if they got a heroic leap, that would do it. But then, if Seward takes damage, he'll... From the other thing, if it's a hide, then he'll... Might die?
Oh yeah, that would be crazy. He heroic sleeps the vampire only to get killed by rats and lose the game.
He did have 7 health at one point. Maybe that's why he landed in Dublin too, so he could get a bit of healing. Because he was on 7 health at sea before.
Oh, yeah. Stop at the old Dublin Memorial Hospital. No, I guess he heals himself. He's a doctor.
Yeah, we can't heal it on a voyage, though. That's the problem.
Everyone knows that if somebody experiences a medical issue in Dublin, they're immediately shipped out to Madrid, Spain, by a helicopter.
Alright, well, yeah, Dracula's playing
Now-
the... I'm not going to risk anything bad happening to me here. I'm just going to make you do this rumor token, because that's the way I win the game.
Now he's splitting the board between Germany and Spain here.
This only works because Rufus Smith isn't here, by the way.
Hmm
If Rufus Smith were here, this wouldn't be possible. You just take too much
He
damage.
he wouldn't be having any of that. Rufus Smith were here. Well, he's not.
Britannia, yeah, he could go back. Yeah.
He could, yeah, he could Mr. Edinburgh, or well, he didn't go to Edinburgh, but he could just land in Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Oh, excuse me.
Home to the UK, where none of the place names and their pronunciations make any sense.
You could go to 47. Kinda risky, but
I saw that pizza
you
wizard.
got it.
Oh yeah, I couldn't let that slide, Meme. jbphilly is constantly criticizing us on our pronunciation of Cagliari and all that stuff. I couldn't let Edinburgh slide or anything like that. Yeah, you have to go somewhere safe from CG here. Without Wolfhorn, that's going to be a bit problematic. Do you land now? Godalming won't make it in time unless there's a renewed vigor that we don't know about.
I think you go to Leipzig.
But you need Wolfhorn.
Oh, you're right, he doesn't have it. That's a bit problematic.
And that's why I don't like the money trail. Because now you don't know where he is. And then Godalming and Mina are just not doing anything particularly productive. I mean, they're supplying, but once if he's going...
Godalming's he's gonna land in London and go take out this vampire.
He does have a full warn. That is pretty clever. But what? But what if it's a? You can't. What if it's a vamp? You can't kill it. Oh no. That's a spy.
It's a spy.
I think you have to forewarn that, right?
Why not?
Oh
What
no!
else are you gonna do with
he's
the
getting rid of the
forewarned?
knife. What is happening?
He must have. Well, if he had the stake, he would have used it on Vampire Lair, right?
Right, but this is more important than Vampire Lair.
An actual not lair with a vampire in it. Vampire hideout, if you will.
Yes! Vampire hideout. He'll heavily hose, but what was it the vampire will fang? Dracula does still have fog, indeed. You need, like... Problem is now, Evil Presence doesn't work. Oh no, it doesn't work! No, Seward had to go to English Channel. Oh no.
That is
Oh no. Oh, well that just sucks so much.
yeah, that really was an evil presence.
Yeah. Oh no.
Sense of emergency, but to where?
I guess to Genoa? Just in case anyone's understanding right, so Evil Presence works by adjacency. If Dracula's in the North Sea, that is not adjacent to Seward, even though you think it would be. What it actually means is that Dracula is in the adjoining space, not in the same space. Same space is not adjacent; it's the one next to it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that all checks out. Their ships might be adjacent to each other.
Oh wow! It wasn't even a vampire.
Oh, it was a D-soil. Forewarned it. If you don't have the host, just
No,
forewarned
no,
it.
no, he can't because it's not an ambush.
Oh, of course, of course.
So Dracula now can land, and he's quite a bit safer. But the thing is, like, he's still not safe from like CG. Well, Nuke, he never safe. Oh no, never mind. He's got a Heavenly Host.
Get rid of that.
Hmm.
So he could be in South Atlantic. He could be in North Sea. Now he's going to be able to wolf form.
I think you go to South. I think Dracula's in Med now because you wouldn't risk going
Oh
to
no,
North
I'm
Sea
sorry. Yeah.
where you get suddenly CG nuked in the boat.
Plus, if he wanted to go to North Sea, he could have been there the day before.
Yeah.
He could, and he's not. Well, he's not in the English Channel.
Yeah,
English.
it was a pretty weak trail.
Well, Evil Presence told us that he's not in English Channel, which is something that could be the case. He could have gone Irish, North Atlantic, North
That's
Sea,
true.
English Channel. So he's not in English Channel.
But I think it's way more likely that he. I think it's way more likely he goes to North Sea there.
He's probably in CAG. Let's be real here.
Yeah. There's only. Oh, Excellent Weather's on the wrong character. Excellent Weather's on Godalming.
No.
But wait, was there a trade for? Why would you not trade the Excellent Weather? You trade Forewarned, I get it, but why wouldn't you?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
Maybe a miscalculation.
Oops.
Yeah, now Dracula, if he's in CAG, he can just hide
I think
there.
it's GG. It's been for a long, long time. Oh no. Why wouldn't you take Excellent Weather off? And just go for broke and just go onto Cagliari and see if he's there. And if you find him, you can heroic leap him.
Yeah. Or heck, maybe just shove a Heavenly Host down his throat.
Yeah. But I can't know for a fact without knowing which sea you're in. I can't know for a fact without knowing.
You can't know that it's GG.
Oh, I
That's
see,
what
I
you
see, I
mean.
see, I see, yeah.
There's a possibility he went, like,
Yes.
to Barcelona. I mean, heck, he could be in Barcelona. Go check
Oh,
there.
and where are the scouts when you need them? The last scouts would have been really clutch here. Is there two or?
No, scouts wouldn't have helped. He's just gonna hide on his next turn.
Yeah, we could see. Depending on where he is, he could CG him off.
That's true too. If he has the CG, he could do that.
It has to be, yeah. Oh man, I think as Van Hales, you just go for broke there, and you just try to Excellent Weather on top with a Forewarned, and you might just catch him, and you never know.
But if he's not there, you can CG the other possible locations.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Shame there's no hypnosis. That would have been huge. Yeah, I think the money trail was misplayed, but again, I needed to at the same time, you needed to understand, was he in North Sea or Irish Sea? But I think I would have waited to land.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be tempting to play Money Trail because you don't know where Dracula is right now, and the clock was really ticking away there.
Yeah.
But maybe the right move was to just check Swansea and Liverpool, because there's a rumor token in Swansea anyway. Either that or it was maybe in Manchester at the time. But if you just go with what seems most simple, which is that it's likely Swansea, you go there, you check it out, and now you know he's in the Irish Sea. Little bit of the old pirate Dracula.
Oh, there,
Here's
here
the
comes
CG.
CG.
Put the token down in CAG. Okay, Alicante.
No, I get that, because if he's gone, yeah, I mean, well, I mean, you'll reduce IDS if you put it in Cagliari. No.
Nah, you play for the win.
Yeah, there he is. He's in Cagliari.
Hey, look at that. The Carbonara special.
Yeah, James says he had nothing to be afraid of, but then Spencer says, "I didn't know that," and that's a very good point. It makes sense. I mean, Snuff said it in chat. It makes sense why Dracula left Britannica when he did, because there wasn't a very, very strong trail there to sort of protect him.
If only he could have gotten that vampire lair kicked off, because
Yeah.
Dracula would now be at 8 points instead of 10.
Right. With now
And
renewed
that gives you,
with renewed vigor. Yeah.
with double renewed vigor, he played the other one earlier, with consecrated ground, sense of emergency. I mean, you have a path there
Yep. Yep.
if you can get the vampire lair off.
Yep. Agreed.
Even if you have to use CG like a glorified scouting tool to just figure out where the heck he landed, even if it doesn't do anything more than that.
Or even
Um,
if like you play Money Trail much later, you discover he's in the Mediterranean. Well, then you just CG all the Mediterranean ports. So you wouldn't be able to land. So he still needs 6 points to win, not 3. And you just get everybody into Italy, and then he just might suddenly draw Rufus Smith, right? See, it's just funny. Like, says I've got drawn here, and she's been absolutely useless because they never got into combat with Dracula. Whereas Rufus here would have been so key to make all this work. Unfortunate that Rufus is one of the 13 cards in the deck that hasn't been drawn yet.
Yep. Didn't fall out in jbphilly's favor this time.
No, it'd be a very, very small IDS win, though. Given how bloody it was at the beginning and how rough of a shape the Hunters were in, this has been really, really close. And when you look at the result, it's close. And I mean, I think there were chances actually for Philly to catch up, but they were very, very slim, and that's the problem. So you have to play almost flawlessly from mid-game on, and it's just so difficult to do.
Needed those fast horses to cooperate a little more.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of decision-making mistakes, but for the most part, not really. Yeah, it was just a really good effort. That's the game, ladies and gents.
Another Dracula
Thanks for
win.
tuning in. Yeah, he had to work for that one, you know?
He did, yeah.
He had to put in a lot of legwork in the East.
Dracula's making a bit of a comeback on the win rate. Hans was streaks ahead, and now it's not quite 50-50, but it's pulling back.
No. That's a
Good game.
good game for Drac there, yeah.
Very much was, yeah. So a lot of different things. I mean, we've been kind of used to Spencer's sort of shenanigans with the layers and things. But in a case like this where it's actually working, and then tried to make a really aggressive play on the Hunters, didn't work, but the Hunters still had to back out, so they did lose time. We had a couple of really tough vampire fights. Yeah, all around really good game, and the Hunters were really close to winning actually, or having a chance to win. I should put it that way. If Spencer had taken the risk to stay in Britannica, so could have jumped on, and then CG, anything could have happened from that point. If Rufus Smith had got drawn, that's massive. It was a really close game, and I think that really reflects the result of that. That was not straightforward for either side. They both had to work really hard for that.
A great demonstration, too, of how Dracula can, when the Hunters are damaged or in a bad position, he can leverage that to do plays that would normally seem very risky. We saw a lot of that in the East in the beginning of the game, where he's like, normally you'd expect me to go to sea, or to go to Athens, or to wolf form from Munich. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to go back to my lair. And just make things even worse for you, because when you already have them in a bad position where they're in risk of dying because their health is so low or because they're undersupplied, you just leverage that into a snowball effect of more and more gains for Dracula.
Yeah, absolutely. And pretty telling actually that those few points that were missing from maybe a Mina death in there, or even the Gadami. I know you were saying at one point, or maybe it's better just to keep Gadami alive and he's not full health. But then he would have lost quite a lot of resources. He would have lost the horse, and that would have been more points for Dracula. It would have been less, nervy at the end there. If that vampire was able to get if they were able to kill the vamp, I don't know why Sue discarded his stake. I thought maybe you should try and keep it. Then I guess Lucky Find already been played. I don't know, it's a tricky one because you have the vampire lair, right? But you need another stake kicking around to try and kill just a rogue vamp that is there.
I think maybe,
Tricky.
and there's no way to say how this would have turned out, but okay, Dr. Seward fought Dracula in Genoa, right?
Yeah.
Dracula used his spy, Dr. Seward discarded his knife, but then he played Lucky Find. I guess the Lucky Find didn't help him out as much as he was hoping to, because Dr. Seward ran away from that fight in like the first round, right?
Yeah.
If Dr. Seward had stood his ground and fought Dracula, there's a chance you could have done, I don't know, 3 to 6 damage in that fight.
Right.
And that could have made the difference between Dracula being able to do all these ocean shenanigans at the end of the game. You have to, at some point, you have to hit him before the end game starts. You want to catch him in that week 2, week 3 fight. And get some sort of damage through. Otherwise, he's got enough health to just do whatever he wants for the rest of the game.
Right. Or even if Seward didn't do damage, even if it was just he plays, I don't know, like even if if Dracula just didn't heal, right? Dracula netted 2 health off that fight. If the fight somehow ended up being equal and Dracula didn't take any damage or didn't gain any health, well, he would have had 2 health fewer at the end of the game, which meant the CG would have killed him, because you'd go to C then just instantly die, right?
Maybe the lesson is don't step onto Dracula's location unless you're prepared to fight him. Because if you're just going to escape in the first round, then you're using an action to move your hunter to give Dracula 2 health.
Right.
I think Fangs is one of the best cards in the game. There's a reason there's so many cards that cancel Fangs. It's because if there weren't, it'd be like completely broken. Almost like Dracula would just play Fangs all the time and heal himself.
I guess from Philly's perspective, he would he needed to know it was Genoa, right, and not some sort of Black Sea nonsense.
You need the information. It's true.
And if he doesn't step onto Dracula, then the same thing could have happened in Marseille. And then Dracula could have wolfed. Eventually, Seward had to step onto Dracula's space, I feel.
But when you do it, you want to be prepared to at least make a stand and fight him.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate because the spy was very good. It's not like it's all just jbphilly's fault or something. Like the spy was really good.
No, it was a really good good card to put down since he knew that the main threat was Seward with only 1 weapon.
Yeah. You either screw up the ticket economy even more, or you get to know everything in Seward's hands. That's a win-win for Drac. Forewarn there might have been clutch if he'd had it.
Yep. There was a forewarn. Gadami had it. I don't know when Gadami picked it up, but Seward could have easily had it. And then imagine then if he played Lucky Find, got rid of the stake, and then suddenly then Seward's sitting there with Heavenly Host and Knife and something else.
You got options at that point. I mean, even if, say, he'd have put on a Garlic Wreath and he had a Knife and a Heavenly Host. Well, now you can throw the Heavenly Host at Dracula, and then in the next round you can knife him, and yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of potential for a big swing.
Oh, tough. Very exciting game, and lots of things happen. We had the early Great Strength being used, and imagine if Great Strength hadn't been used. If somehow there was a way that could have worked, if they had Great Strength, then Sue could go into that fight in Genoa even more, hawkish, right, and just go, just wail on Dracula for a bit and do damage.
I guess the really scary thing would be that Dracula would escape as a bat, because wolf form was off the trail too, so he could escape as a bat from Marseille and then wolf form from wherever he escaped as a bat to, and that would be pretty scary.
Right, But I guess the way to also look at it is, well, I mean, yeah, I was going to say, well, if Suri used the Heavenly Host, then Dracula still managed to fang, it still would have been a swing of 4 health compared to what actually happened, but then there's no, the Heavenly Host was missing, I suppose. But then, yeah, I don't know, it's tricky. There's a lot of really good stuff in this game. It was really close, and like as Snuff was saying, it's a much narrower win than it looked like it would be at the start of the game. jbphilly survived more or less. He did get beaten up quite a bit, but he didn't lose a hunter, which I think was really key. And it kept
Yeah,
him
no,
in
he fought
just.
tooth and nail to kill those vampires. I mean, he was in there fighting it with garlic and a planned ambush. I mean, he was not letting those vampires mature. He did a great job of staying on the trail. But it gassed his hunters out really badly to do that because Spencer did a good job of that.
As you were saying, like the horse economy wasn't good at the beginning anyway, so there was that then difficult choice where do I try and sort my horse economy out, or do I heal? And he needs to do both. And that's the like if hunters are autopiloting on their actions, then that's a problem. It's when they're stuck between two different difficult situations is when Dracula can leverage advantages.
Truly.
Good game. Good game.
Yeah, great stuff. Very exciting game. I enjoyed that one.
Well, thank you very much, Gyro, for joining.
My pleasure.
And yeah,
thanks for having me.
Oh, you're always welcome. And yeah, thanks to the Determinator who tried to be here. Unfortunately, tech issues were not working in our favor. Strider says he has a game later tonight. When is tonight? No, I'm not ignoring chat. I'm just talking to Gyro.
Strider always says that.
Yeah, that's true. No worries, Snuff. You're very welcome. I'll quickly do YouTube outro, and then I'll say goodbye to everybody on Twitch. So yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much for joining. And yeah, remember all the links to all the other people who record games from the Fury of Dracula community are down below, plus a link to my Twitch if you want to see this or another game like this live. And we'll see you all in another game very, very soon. So take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.